Wrong. And then their accompanist, Miss Emily Fuller, and they're from the Wilds Christian Camp. We send our kids there and are grateful for them. I'm going to let him come and introduce themselves. They were with us at the Valentine banquet last night, which was awesome. It was a wonderful treat and a blessing. Thank God for the Pitts, all their hard work. It's good to just gather as a church and grow as a disciple and learn to love one another, just the basic Christian stuff. And that right there facilitates that. So thank God for it. But Brother Matt, if you'd introduce y'all, and they'll sing a few songs.
All right. Yes, we are glad to be here. We did enjoy the banquet last night. We even enjoyed the food. And so if you have not come to that, I hear this is a regular occurrence, make sure you come next year because it's a lot of fun. And thank you to the Pitts and all their hard work. There's a lot of work that goes into those things. So that was very well done, and we really enjoyed our time here. So thank you for letting us be a part of that. Yes, my name is Matt, and my wife Christy here. Then we are 3 boys. Braden is our oldest. He's 12. Bryce is 9. He's the blonde one there. And then Ian is 8. And I am the music director at the Wilds Camp, where I know a lot. How many of you have been to the Wilds? Let's see those hands. Okay, so a lot of familiar faces. If you haven't come, I will say this. The Wild is not just for teenagers, all right? We have senior adult camps, couples retreats, father-son camp. The list goes on and on and on. So we would love to have all of you come to camp there as you're able to. We always say senior adults are just teenagers with wrinkles. Okay? So campus for everyone. And we'd love to have you guys come and see the ministry that God has given us there. If you do have more questions about camp, obviously we can hopefully answer those after the service if you would like to ask any questions about that. Emily is our accompanist, and she is the music secretary there at the Wild. She's really my brains, I like to say. So we're thankful that she can travel with us as well and enjoying hearing her play on the piano today. We are going to sing a couple songs. The first one is called Jesus is Better. And when I introduced this song, that the title kind of makes you automatically question, well, what is Jesus better than? And the reality is you can fill in the blank. Anything you put in that blank, Jesus is better than. And if we're all going to be honest, which it's good to get honest with ourselves, in life we are always searching and looking to be fulfilled. And that desire in our heart is always there. We always want that happiness and that joy or things to satisfy those desires of our heart. And oftentimes we look to many things other than Jesus to satisfy us, right? We might look to possessions, or if I had this much money, then I'd be satisfied and secure, or maybe a different situation that I'm going through. There's always something else we're looking for. And oftentimes we can attain those goals. We can get to that point where we thought, I finally got it. I finally achieved this. And then what happens? You realize, okay, that didn't really do the trick. And so we look to something else or something more. And throughout life, that just continues. Obviously, the more we get to know who our God is, and the more we know Him, study His Word, and build our relationship with Jesus Christ, we can understand that He truly is better. He is all that we need. And He alone is the one that can satisfy any desire in our heart. Any need that we have, Jesus can satisfy that. So this song that's the thought process behind it. That as we search through life, we're always searching and looking for those things to satisfy. And the chorus says, Jesus is greater than any wealth that can be achieved. He is brighter than any fame that we can receive. We might look for people to know us, to get that fame. People recognize us, right? Maybe that'll satisfy us. People know who we are. But He's brighter than all that. He is stronger than the captivity of sin because He can break sin's power. So we come to that realization that Jesus is all that we need. I hope this song will encourage you this morning.
My heart desires to find the prize that truly satisfies.
It searches long through wealth or fame, but finds just empty lies. This journey leads to only one who's meant to meet my need.
His name is Jesus, King of Kings.
Through him I have been freed. Jesus is greater than any wealth achieved. Jesus is brighter than fame received. Jesus is stronger than sin's captivity. Jesus is better. He's all I need. The treasures of this earth bring pleasure, soon to all expire, betraying everyone by leaving unfulfilled desire. But heaven's greatest joy is found in only Jesus Christ. Eternal life is offered now through all he sacrificed.
Jesus is better.
Jesus is greater.
Jesus is brighter.
Jesus is stronger. Jesus is better. Jesus is greater. My King of Kings, the best of all. In Jesus now my heart can rest and lay each weight aside, to run the race he's given and keep him as my only prize. His grace alone sustains me, so I never will resign to be like him through trial and test and cross the finish line. Jesus is greater than any wealth achieved. Jesus is brighter than fame received. Jesus is stronger than sin's captivity. Jesus is better. He's all I need. Jesus is greater.
Jesus is brighter.
Jesus is better. He's all I need. He's all I need. Pastor said I could mention a couple things about the table out there, and we did bring a few recordings with us. The Wilds has been going for 51 years now. Did we count last year? I guess we can with COVID, but 51 years now. And so one of the big blessings that God has allowed the Wilds to be a part of is music production. And so I'm sure many of you might be familiar with that, but there are several recordings back there. We just brought a few today that I will highlight. And I will mention all these, and just to be clear, none of that goes in our pocket, so we can advertise freely. All the money that comes in for those goes back into the ministry of the Wilds to support what God is doing through the Wilds music. For our 50th anniversary, we did a collaboration of a lot of the favorites from over the years at the Wilds in a new a cappella styling. So that's called Giving Him the Glory. So those of you that have been to camp before, you might enjoy that. Just favorites from over the years done in a new a cappella style. Easter is coming up, and one of my favorites that we've ever done is called Risen. This is all themed on the resurrection of Christ. And I think oftentimes we can tend to neglect that more than we should. And we shouldn't just celebrate the resurrection on Easter alone. It's such a vital part of our theology as believers, because if it wasn't for the resurrection, we would be like a lot of other religions. But Jesus has conquered our sin through his death and his resurrection. So all these songs are centered on that theme. And just a great thing to have playing, to be continually reminded of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I don't say that just because Easter is coming, but that should be a theme we have all the time going on in our heads, in our hearts. We have several Matt and Christy CDs that we have done. I'll mention a couple of these. Our very first one, back before we had children, was called Gentle Voice. So if you want to hear us when you were young, that's there, okay? Before Braden was even born. And then we have one called This Is My Song. If you were at the banquet last night, we sang a few off of here, and the one that Christy will sing next is on this one as well, called I Have Come to Save You. And then last summer, a brand new one called Jesus is Better, which is the song that we just sang. And that's the title track for this one. Again, just trying to magnify the name of Jesus. So if any of these are of interest to you, we'll be back there after the service. They are 13 each, 2 for $25, or if you buy 4, you get 1 free. Okay, so the more you take home, the less we have to take home. One more song here, and it's called I Have Come to Save You. And this is probably one of the most requested songs that we get. It's a very simple text, but the truth is one that just resonates with all of us. Oftentimes we have different fears and cares in life. We all face that, right? Different trials and fears and anxieties, especially maybe in this last year with the COVID pandemic. But God doesn't want us to live a life of fear. He wants us to live a life of victory over these things. And so the reality of the song, it reminds us that we don't need to be afraid. We don't need to live in fear, because Jesus has come to save us. We know the end of the story, right? And so as we go through life and we struggle and battle these things, we need to continually be reminded that Jesus came to seek and to save sinners, which all of us are. And then the amazing thought, the fact that Jesus, as the chorus says, he is the painter of the skies. You look at the beautiful sunsets or wherever you go. God paints the sky. He is an all-powerful God. He's the painter of the sky. He's the master of the seas. He can calm the seas. He's the owner of this world, right? He spoke it into existence. Yet it's amazing that same God that is all-powerful and who spoke this into existence is a lover of our own heart. He's a personal God who loves each one of us with an everlasting love. And that is an amazing and humbling thought. So I hope this song will encourage you as well, that he has come to save us. We don't need to live in fear, but live in victory because of what Jesus has done. I have come to save you.
To save you, I have come to save you and call you mine. When the storms arise, I will be there with you. I will be there with you time. I am God, Lord of all creation. I am God, Lord of all salvation, painter of the skies, master of the seas, owner of the world, and lover of your heart. I am God alone, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is none beside me. 'Cause I am God, and there is none beside me. There is n shine. Painter of the skies, master of the seas, owner of the world, and lover of your heart. Painter of the skies, master of the seas, owner of the world, and lover of your heart. Do not be afraid, for I have come to save you. I have come to save